Pop signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made.
Pop signed them, it was a gift. And the revile cuz they were blissful about getting signed first. And they were on the Benjamin and was going, however, at that point he made him jiggy and put him in suits and made them cause them to compose verses for himself and took all that distributing and okay. I see what's great you attempting to kill the opposition. Cuz at first, you resign MH, you realize then get me off the mark. Now you back rapping again, MHO. Okay, I mean it. It's all great. It's all great. All we want to discuss how everyone individuals who attempted to ooze Diddy and Jay-Z are either under the ground or they've been marked insane and nobody treats them in a serious way any longer. Well, the late incredible DMX was one of these individuals and he purportedly attempted to uncover Diddy forking out and abusing his craftsmen and Jay-Z for being chummy with the Illuminati higher-ups. In the meantime, Puma Wright as of late did another meeting on Diddy and Jay-Z, and she said individuals don't for even a moment understand that Jay-Z is far more terrible than Diddy. And we presently can't seem to catch wind of the relative multitude of abominable and upsetting things Mr. Shea Carter purportedly did. To get to the top, you need to understand what makes Diddy be openly disgraced like this. Not terrible, but not great either. Left, what's that scene? Carter is more terrible. Yet did DMX truly have a lot of familiarity with Diddy and Jeezy's shrewd ways? What precisely did he observe while working with these two? We should get into it. A ton of the affection I had for needing to. For needing to be a piece of industry, isn't there any longer. I don't for even a moment partner myself with the business. You understand what I'm talking about it. I'm not an industry craftsman, I'm a craftsman in the business. All the Diddy dark hole is getting more crazy continuously, yet he's by all accounts not the only one getting uncovered. And the spotlight is currently likewise on his long-term pal Jay-Z, and reports as of late surfaced that DMX was one of the primary individuals in the business who saw directly through the two of them. A meeting as of late surfaced where DM said Diddy was graping his specialist, and keeping in mind that a few people think DMX was involving that word as a representation for Diddy not paying his craftsmen enough, others are persuaded X implied precisely exact thing he said. Well, despite the fact that I purchased the Lux BBS, you realize they got marked. They were a more secure gathering, Pop signed them, it was a gift in the revile cuz. They cheerful, I get marked first, they were on the Benjamin, and was going, however, at that point he made him jiggy and put him in suits and made him cause them to compose verses for himself and took all that distributing and damn, I'm happy you realize you keep that. We went soon as they got signed, D was you in the event that you like. The locks X resembles enormous canine, those are the PS you Lou. In another meeting, DMX said Diddy first will not sign him to Terrible Kid since he assumed he wasn't sufficiently attractive yet. When he saw the proposition Jam laid on the table, Diddy implored him to remain with him. X said he resembled I'll bind your pockets. I'll twofold what they gave you and ribbon your pockets, yet DMX wasn't feeling Diddy's energy, and that is supposedly in light of the fact that he got the heard about a few vile things rolling on at Awful Kid in secret. One fan even asserted that X talked about how Diddy used to grape his craftsmen, particularly big deal, and everybody thought DMX was insane again. Perhaps DMX was involving the ERW as an approach to saying Diddy with taking all big deals cash. However, at that point again, subsequent to hearing this multitude of late charges about Diddy, the sky is the limit now with respect to DMX and Jay-Z. They had this entire tangled history, and however I extended regard freely when X past people are saying X never completely believed JDMX, supposedly thought Jay was obscure, and never truly needed any other person to ascend. X even said Jay screwed with his sixth collection cues. He was frightened of the opposition, yet Jay never took ownership of that move. So just after DMX passed on April 19, 2021, Jay appeared on LeBron James' show, The Shop, and LeBron got some information about DMX's inheritance. Jay recollected a period back in '99 when he boycotted the Grammys cuz DMX didn't get a gesture, and he discussed how, in spite of them being in the game together, there was as yet this power of profound devotion in the midst of all that opposition, somewhat pretty much like how he affected the way of life, and perhaps intended to you by the manner in which, whenever I first boycotted the Grammys was for him, We both came out that year. He didn't get selected. He dropped 2 collections, had 2 #1 collections around the same time. Call it they didn't choose him. I won that year for rap collection, so my most memorable Grammy win I wasn't in. I wasn't even in the structure since I boycotted the PH, so there was a something cutthroat yet. It was huge love. He was so cutthroat with me. I never met a person more serious than me like ever. Not even my older sibling yet. Here's what Jay helpfully left out. He was the one playing the cutthroat game and probably playing with X's drudgery back in 2004. Jay took over as the big G Cheese at Def Jam Records, and as per DMX, that is when things took a turn. DMX had been repping Passing Jam for a long time, dropping 5 outline beating projects somewhere in the range of 988 and 3 yet. When Jay-Z slid in, as President X spilled the tea, that Jay attempted to mess up his 6th studio collection year of the Canine again. I said I had the insane history demise jam. Everything was great. You realize I go to do the 6th collection, and you know, definitely, no doubt, better believe it, you know. When he previously landed the position, he hit me with a call like you Canine and just raced to the structure like you great completion. The collection, shoot the video, what happened, MH, go get away. And you realize we don't realize you don't realize? What would you, how would you stand by listening to an entire collection, pick a solitary, shoot a video then? At that point, don't be aware. As per X, this entire wreck went down since Jay had a shift in perspective about resigning and needed to clear the field before his large rebound. CJ turned the tables on retirement plans, and unexpectedly he was peering toward that rebound spotlight. Yet prior to venturing once more into the game, he expected to wipe out any competition hindering him purportedly, and that is when things got truly untidy among him and X. Okay, I see what's great, you attempting to take out the opposition, you know, cuz at first you resign me. You realize, then get me off the mark. Now you back rapping again. Okay. Mean, it's all great. It's all great. This second was when DMX timed Jay's down. Everything revolved around Jay's own moves. No consideration for any other individual in the event that it didn't accommodate his arrangement. So X Bob from D-Jam and inked an arrangement with Columbia Records. Yet, hold up. There's another side to why DMX felt quite unsure about confiding in Jay, and everything integrates with Jay's associations with the obscure business high-ups who truly make major decisions. See both. Jay and DMX made an imprint on the way of life and music scene, yet they moved diversely in the business game, not at all like Jay-Z. X generally kept it genuine, getting down on how those name proprietors hold specialists, and he wasn't going to twist for them, not metaphorically, and not in a real sense. They got this new reproducer rapper that is paying DJs to play this. You realize I'm saying they sucking the U record mark executive, and it's like there's a lot of that going on. You understand what talking about. Let me be me, allowed me to be the craftsman that I am and simply play my mom music. I mean, precisely. Now they double you all up under this, you know, sitting at the going to supper with them and like that, and you know, all that blessing for some help. I don't get down like that. Look, I give you the music, you give my cash. That is all there is to it. Jay-Z, however, he's been in those industry moves right from the leap and throughout the long term. Allegations have stacked up about him walking out on people who were tight with him. One of those people is roller fellow benefactor woman Run, who opened up to the world saying Jay-Z was all agreeable with those top dogs in the music business and flipped on them back in 2021. Lady was hoping to offload his portions in Rockefeller. He spilled the tea that Jay offered him a measly $1.5 million to purchase his state. Woman felt slighted, like he was being low, so accordingly, he and his team attempted to put Jay's presentation collection Sensible Uncertainty up a deal as an FD. When I was offered a specific measure of cash for my premium insensible in Rockefellers, which possesses Sensible Uncertainty, they offer me like $1.5 million. Jay-Z and I resembled that is some ill bred. So I surmise I need to sell it somewhere else, and I was conversing with my cousin who knew this man Ron Sweeney, a legal counselor Ron Sweeney, and they were letting me know it very well, maybe smarter to sell it as an anything you could do with it. After that move, Rockefeller felt free to record a claim. Yet DG shot back saying he wasn't attempting to sell a